Hi, I'm Mary Steffensmeyer. I'm a registered dietitian at MercyOne, and today we're going to try a fall fun meal with simple ingredients that can all be placed in one pan. I have these prepped in advance. I'm using a plastic bag with an assortment of fall vegetables. There's squash in here, there's sweet potatoes in here, there's peppers, there's actually some turnips, red peppers. I like the bag because it makes it easy to blend all the ingredients together. These have been in there now for probably 6 or 7 hours. It was just probably 3 cups of vegetables, several tablespoons of olive oil, and a season of choice. And I'm going to just encourage you to maybe comment with what your seasonings you like. I'm a rosemary fan, so I tend to use rosemary in a lot of my roasted vegetables. So the key to making it simple is maybe doing the food prep on a day you have off, so this is all ready to go, or in the morning. So when you come home at night, this should just take a few minutes to lay these on the sheet pan in what other kind of designs you want. It is good to not have the vegetables touching because they're going to cook a little faster. The other advantage of cooking these pretty thin and cutting them thin is they do cook faster. Everything in this bag is about a 30-minute cooking time, and you'll be able to find a link to kind of the guide for the roasting vegetables and the estimated time. There are some vegetables that are going to cook faster, like 15 minutes, and so those vegetables you'd want to add at the 15-minute point. So I'd recommend, starting with your longer to roast vegetables, like the peppers, this is squash, there's some sweet potatoes in here. So we're gonna fill our pan again so nothing's touching. And then we're gonna put this in the oven for 15 minutes, and then we have 15 minutes to relax. So while those first set of vegetables are cooking, we use this next time to prep some things that only take about 15 minutes to cook. And one of those would be another seasonal food. This is being the fall season, so of course apples are going to be very tasty and plentiful this time of year. We know people have a lot of different eating styles. Some people right now are choosing to not eat carbs. Some people are choosing to not eat gluten, or they're still on a low-fat diet. So you can adjust this recipe by just picking the things that you're comfortable eating. If you're not comfortable eating fruit at this time, you wouldn't have to use the apples, but the apples are a food that grills or roasts really well, and you just need, again, the same ingredients, a little bit of olive oil, and I'm using the bag because it's easy to mix it up, a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of cinnamon, and just a dash of brown sugar to give it some flavor. And so this is just another thing that can be mixed really well together to kind of cover each piece, to get a lot of flavor on each piece. And to add some protein to the meal, I have some pork chops, which these work really well to just add to the bag that the vegetables were in and use the same seasonings, and you get the same flavors. So then for our pork, we just can add this to the same bag with the whole goal of trying to make this a fun meal, make prep easy, clean up easy, and this same seasonings really add a nice flavor to the pork. These are pretty small pork chops, which is why they're gonna cook pretty fast. The thinner the meat, the faster it's gonna cook. If this was more like an inch chop, you'd wanna probably add that to that first set of vegetables because it's gonna take more like 30 minutes. So we have our seasoned pork, and we have our seasoned fall apples, and when our 15 minutes is up, we just add these to the cooking sheet and cook for 15 minutes, and we use this time again to just continue to enjoy our evening, relax, maybe get some of our cleanup done, so we don't have to spend all our evening feeling like we have to do food prep. This pan would have fit more vegetables, but you can certainly choose how much you need to add, or if you need to do 2 sheet pans, depending on the size of your family. Usually we have 1 piece of pork per person per meal. And again, a combination of carb-containing vegetables, low-carb containing vegetables, depending on your preferences. The reason we're going to have a lot of color is going to come into the fun meal at the assembly near the end. So once we've added our apples and pork, we put back in the oven for another 15 minutes. So then after 30 minutes, we can take our sheet pan out and we'll have our easy one meal dinner with pork, apples, there's some squash, there's some sweet potatoes, there's actually some turnips and red peppers here. And if you do have children at home or anyone else that wants to have fun with food, they can then come and assemble their own plates using these different pieces, and this kind of makes it the Happy Meal part of that. If they want to pick different pieces for eyes, nose, it can also be a talking point if kids are wondering, you know, about anything related to your day, their day. It's often easier to just express it with maybe ask them to show me kind of how your day went. And there's a lot of things you could do with your kids being interactive with a meal like this. And this isn't enough for one portion for a meal, but it's something they could go back and make other designs. So I hope you can give a fall fun meal a chance to see if it works for your family.